An accessory structure cannot be built in said front yard. And so we changed the definition to just be the front yard setback of the parcel, depending on whatever the zoning is. So you cannot build an accessory structure in your front yard setback. So that's the way we decided to word front yard. We also removed outdated or use-specific definitions. So there were a lot that pertain to marijuana. And so if they were specific like that, we made sure they were in that section in chapter 3 or in chapter 4, I'm sorry, but we took them out of the actual chapter 2 for definitions. One example was the definition of smoke. It actually was very specific to marijuana, so we made sure that was still in the marijuana section, but then actually defined what smoke really is in chapter 2 of definitions. And then overall, we just improved the consistency and usability of the terminology for definitions, chapter 2. Next, please. Chapter 3 is the zoning districts. Let's see. So we updated or just streamlined really the permitted uses and conditional uses. We wanted all the sections and districts to read the same, so we really tried to format it to, you might get the same information, like we added purpose intent statements for each district, not just having one for the whole chapter, because we felt that they each needed their own. We clarified applicability of other chapters. We removed unused zoning districts. So we took out neighborhood commercial and highway commercial because nothing in the town limits right now are zoned that. And the permitted uses were exactly the same as commercial. So there was no benefit, there's no benefit of having one over the other. And since there was nothing actually zoned those two within town limits, it just made more sense to go ahead and remove those. So just make things easier and clarify, easier for applicants, easier for staff. We relocated performance standards and the agritourism to chapter 4. We also dedicated chapter 10 to the historic preservation district, so it has its own chapter now. We also added the sections for applicable provisions to all districts. So it just gives a list of what other chapters would be applicable to that chapter. If you were doing, conditional use or whatever it might be, it's going to list the other chapters that you would need to pay special attention to. Chapter 4, general provisions. So this was revised pretty substantially, but not, like taking things out, or it was really just reorganization and modernization. We did add some new standards though for data centers and for trash enclosures. So those are new sections added. We consolidated, so there were a lot of tiny sections in chapter 4 and they related to the same topic. Our example up here is lot standards. So we took all those smaller sections and put them into just one section that had a common theme like lot standards. We updated walls and fences as well as parking and loading requirements. We also added bicycle parking and shared parking provisions. We removed or relocated the engineering related provisions. So we made sure that if there's provision that was related to engineering, that it is going into the engineering standards for the town. Chapter 5 is conditional use permits. So for this, we streamline the application and review procedures to match the other chapters that have application and review procedures as well, so that they're all in line and you don't have different procedures for different processes. We did add the pre-application requirement. We did extend the implementation timeline from 6 months to 1 year, regardless of whether the project actually has a building permit that would be, required for it. So it's just no matter what, if it's just a use that got approved with a conditional use permit, or whether it was a use with said construction that would be coming, you would need to implement your project within 1 year. We also made sure that the appeal process was aligned with town code as well as the appeal process in the other chapters that have it and require it. All right, chapter 6 is the planned area development. So this chapter was actually deleted in its entirety and redone. So we did introduce a modern master plan development framework, which does require a comprehensive master development plan. We standardized the review procedures and we removed the PUD standards and outdated PAD structure and tiers. Chapter 7 is signage. We did revise the sign area calculation based on the building frontage as opposed to, it used to be the street frontage. So now it's the linear frontage of the building, like where the primary entrance would be. That's how we calculate the area of signs that you would be allowed. And we also established a maximum aggregate for all signs because before there was no cap on that. It was always 1.5 times the linear, street frontage. So you could have massive, massive square footage with signs. So we capped that at 250. We converted monument signs to freestanding signs. And we shifted commercial sign review to administrative approval. So all commercial signs do require a separate permit. And then we consolidated all the temporary signage into its own category. So it actually has its own section for temporary signs. Chapter 8 was outdoor lighting. We updated this to align with the dark sky standards. All fixtures need to be fully shielded. We did limit the color temperature to 4,000 kelvins or less. It also establishes the maximum lumens per acre, depending on what zone you're in. And it reduces light trespass through downward directed fixtures. Chapter 9 is the landscape design. We did add the prohibited plant list in addition to shading requirements. We also strengthened buffering and parking lot landscaping standards. We also clarified maintenance and exception provisions. So chapter 10, Historic Preservation District, we just, like we said, it was a large enough section that it definitely deserved its own chapter. It could be established as a standalone chapter, and we just feel that it improved the visibility of the preservation standards. Chapter 11 was design review. So this, we aligned with state requirements for administrative review. We actually went through that in the fall or early winter, if you recall, if you were here at that time. But we just obviously going forward made sure that that was still in place for the update here. We replaced subjective criteria with objective standards. We standardized the submittal requirements and streamlined the appeals process. Like I said, so all of those processes match in the chapters. They follow the same guidelines. Thanks. All right, chapter 12, subdivision regulations. So again, this was another one that was revised substantially, again, to update the administrative plat approval requirements, which is now done administratively. We removed outdated engineering specific provisions. Again, we made sure that they would be in town code. We standardized submittal and review procedures, clarified subdivision committee membership, and separated minor land divisions and lot line adjustments. Chapter 13 is amendments. We removed enforcement and penalty provisions because those are already addressed in the town code. We standardized the application requirements and again, aligned appeals process with other review procedures so that all chapters have that same standardization. So the key takeaways, this was a comprehensive update, but with no major policy changes. We improved the clarity and consistency. we modernize standards, all while maintaining Clarkdale's character. So the next step, we'll be taking this to town council on May 12th for adoption. And then next is implementation.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Is there anyone on the commission who has questions? This is our time. Go ahead, Commissioner Spence, please.
You said that the final,
The
the final revision is going to be roughly 300 pages.
Approximately.
Is that comparable to what other towns our size have? Pretty much.
Could you repeat the question and answer? I didn't hear.
Oh, go ahead.
I was saying the question was approximately 300 pages for the entirety of the ordinance. Is it comparable to other places about our size? And I would say, yeah, it is.
Thank you. Is there anything else? Any question from anyone? Any commissioner? Question, comment? All right.
It's an impressive amount of work. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So this is our act upon ordinance number 454. I'll entertain a motion. Commissioner Spence.
I move that we approve the 454 as it is and forward it to the town council with a recommendation for them to approve it as well.
Thank you. And do we have a second?
I will second that.
All right, Commissioner Conk seconds it. And all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, it's unanimous that it's been moved and seconded. And now I'm looking for a little bit of direction. New business A. So we just moved and seconded and all agreed to approving this change, correct?
Yes, it kind of fell into all of it under the public hearing, which is fine. You
Okay,
can take
because
that
there's
as
an
fine.
A and B. Do we need to
Correct.
go through this again?
Correct. No, A was a public hearing. B was basically what we just did. So it's all
We did it.
It's
We
all
don't need to
fine,
do it
yes.
again.
it's all good.
All right, good. So that completes that. We are at future agenda items. I do believe. Is there Planning Commission may propose items to be placed on a future agenda, and this item is for discussion only. Is there anything anyone on the commission wishes to place any items on a future agenda?
No.
No. Well, that is complete. So the next item here for us is adjournment.
Oh, I do have a question. Just so what are we gonna, the next meeting, do you know what we're gonna be covering?
So as I mentioned a couple meetings ago, we still are pending on design guidelines. That bill at the state is, I'm not 100% sure. I've heard as recently as 2 weeks ago, it's still alive. And I heard that last week it might not be, but then the governor's doing a moratorium on all bills right now. Either way, you will see something regarding design guidelines. It's just a matter of, can it only be limited to commercial, or can we also incorporate some master plan communities, like anything that would come in as a PAD could be included if this bill does not pass. So we kind of put that on hold to see what happens, so we don't do one and then have to turn around, come back and add to it or remove from it. So that's still pending, whether we can do it at the next meeting or not. It's really up in the air. Depends on what the legislature does. So that's kind of where we're at, but it will come to you once we know.
Thank you. Can you tell us whether we would be expecting to see any of the projects in development before us again within the next couple of months?
What was the first part of that?
Well, do you know, can we expect to see, we have two big projects, I think it's U-Haul, Circle K, that's all complete, and we won't be seeing that again?
Correct, because Circle K was the conditional use permit. The design review aspect of it cannot come to the commission anymore.
Right.
U-Haul is by right, so that won't come to commission or town council, so you won't see
Okay,
that
good.
at all. I would like to encourage you to attend the council meeting that we bring this item to, if you want to see it through the end. And that'll be, put that on for the May 12th council meeting.
What's May 12th? Something else is May 12th.
That one would be 6 o'clock.
May 12th. May 12th, 6 PM council meeting, and that's a request for people on the commission to be there if possible.
Correct. Just
Okay, good.
see this item through to the end. This took everybody's effort and hard work.
Very good.
Not mandatory, but we encourage you to attend.
All right, good. That's good to know. Anything else that you see coming up that you want us to be paying attention to?
Nothing super specific. I think I might have mentioned this before. Don't be surprised if we do bring some minor additional amendments to some parts of the code. We might, if we decide that, okay, well, this isn't working like we thought, or oops, we meant to put this in because it was a very big undertaking, especially Clover and I coming in kind of right in the middle of it and finishing it up. If we missed something. So if we do bring something back in a few months, don't be surprised by that. Hopefully
Okay.
we don't have to, but this is an ever evolving item that never stays the same. So even, things change all the time.
All right, thank you. So at this point, does anyone else on the commission have anything to ask or say about the future agenda items or the request to attend the council session? Anything about any of that before we go to adjournment? All right, very good. All right, adjournment. I'll entertain a motion.
I will make a motion to adjourn our meeting.
Thank you. It has been motioned by Commissioner Fouts and
I'll
Do we-
second it.
and Commissioner Bayless, seconded by Commissioner Bayless to adjourn the meeting. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Very good. We stand adjourned.